invitation for a private tasting of Bloody Vintage. DeVille Winery, 7 p.m. sharp. Nikolai DeVille.
Hello? Hello? Anyone here? Hello? 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 Anyone here?
Miss Sinclair, you're early.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It was a quicker drive than I thought.
The invitation was very precise.
You must be Nikolai DeVille.
I'm the Count's assistant and manager of the estate, Edward.
Oh, pleased to meet you, Edward. Will Mr. DeVille be joining us later on?
Count DeVille will be joining us later in the evening.
I didn't realize he was royalty.
Pay to do your homework, Miss Sinclair.
Oh,
Not royalty, more of a formality, but he does come from a long line of noble blood. If you did not know, the DeVille family has been curators of the fine wine
since the 15th century. 1452, I believe, was the first record of DeVille wines. It has survived the Ottoman Turks invasion, the Peasants' Revolt, and numerous conflicts leading up to the Great World Wars. I have done my homework.
That's the Count's ancestor, the first to craft Bloody Vintage.
Vladislav DeVille. He was a fearsome ruler within what is now Romania.
Correct. And he's still powerful today, even after over 600 years. He started all this, cultivated the first blood grapevine himself, whose seed we still use today in our wine.
Well, I'm very excited to try this incredible mystery wine, which begs the question, why me? What's happening?
The wiring in this manor is quite old. The backup generator should come on. I'll go switch the breaker, if you'll excuse me. Stay right here.
Forgive me. I didn't mean to startle you. I didn't want you to spoil the wine.
This is the barrel room? I didn't realize the wine was so sensitive. I thought I heard someone.
The barrels tend to sing during the fermentation process.
Wow. What could be so delicate that it would affect an entire batch?
That is a secret, Miss Sinclair.
You must speak out, Deville.
Please, call me Nikolai.
Well, Nikolai, what exactly is the secret?
I'm so pleased you accepted my invitation. It's an honor to have such an influential wine journalist as our guest. I've read several of your articles. Your words are so intoxicating.
Thank you. The legend of your family's ancient wine is certainly something my readers are excited about. But you still haven't answered my question.
Darkness.
Excuse me?
Darkness, Miss Sinclair, is one of the secret ingredients of the Bloody Vintage. As soon as the grape buds on the vine, we make sure it never again sees the light of day. We even recommend that you drink it only at night to let it show you its true flavors.
Darkness.
It's just something so destructive about the light. Eventually, it breaks down everything. But not the dark. In the dark, there's regeneration. There's life.
There you are. Sir, my apologies.
Edward, is the tasting room ready?
Yes, of course.
Let's go someplace a little more formal, shall we? Please, this way. And now, Miss Sinclair, I present to you our prestigious Bloody Vintage, bottle 1883.
This room is quite impressive. I take it you like to hunt.
I like to procure rare things of high value. You know, very few outside the Deville family have ever seen this wine. Fewer still have ever tasted it.
I'm honored. Should I die after this tasting, I'll know my life is complete.
Norch.
You're up.
How does it taste?
Wonderful.
I'm glad you like it. So, what did you want to ask me? The interview?
Oh, of course. Count Deville. Nikolai, the legend of your family's wine is mysterious and somewhat dark. I had a hard time finding reliable research regarding its origins. What could you tell me about it that I might not already know?
Straight to the jugular. I can appreciate that. I don't know what exists out there for legend, Miss Sinclair. But please, enlighten me. What dark tales have you heard about my family's wine? Perhaps there's something you can tell me I don't know.
Well, most articles agree that your ancestor, Vlad Deville, was a violent and fearsome ruler within Romania. He was also quite an accomplished winemaker. Obviously. His wine was much loved by the people, and he controlled much of the market shares. But it wasn't what it is today. It was just regular wine, not bloody vintage. 12 local winemakers and vineyard owners were rightfully angry at Vlad for his tyrannical rule over the wine trade. They wanted his land so they could control the market for themselves. So, the vintners conspired against him. And they banded together to burn his vineyard down. Vlad was never heard of or seen again, and everyone assumed he'd been consumed by the fire. Now here's where the legend takes a sharp turn. I was able to dig up some older digitized print from Romania. So the translation's a little choppy, but from what I understand, it goes like this. 12 different winemakers were found hanging from spikes, impaled. There was no record of bloody vintage from their region until this moment in history when 12 bottles of wine were delivered to each family of the deceased, labeled
Bloody vintage.
exactly. Apparently made from the blood of the 12 winemakers. So, is it true?
Yes. Each winemaker was impaled with a wooden spear into the anus and through the throat. The blood was collected at the bottom of the spike and made into the wine. Through gurgled screams filled with fear and agony, while the scavengers pecked at their half-dead corpses, sometimes taking days to die.
I'm sorry, that's horrible. You know all this from 600 years ago?
Stories get passed down from generation to generation.
Well, if this recipe's been passed down for generations, then is this wine made with blood?
Of course not, Miss Sinclair. It's merely a legend.
Darkness can't be the only secret. How do you get the consistency so thick?
Sometimes a little mystery and intrigue can be the secret ingredient. You're a great wine connoisseur. Perhaps you can guess.
Excuse me.
Be my guest. The other secret ingredient, Miss Sinclair, is fear.